Hey there, I'm Heinzel, and welcome back to another Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach video. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to beat Security Breach, or more specifically, 10 game-changing tips that will change your game for the better. So, if you're new to the channel, get excited because we make plenty of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach videos and other FNAF and horror game related content. So, if you're new, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the future videos. So, let's get straight into this video with fact number 1. The first game-changing tips I'm going to give you is to choose the Faz Cam over the Faz Blaster. So around midway through the game, you're going to get the option to pick between the Faz Cam and the Fazer Blaster. If you choose the Faz Cam, you're making a much wiser decision. This is because the Faz Cam, unlike the Fazer Blaster, doesn't require you to aim, and as long as it's pointed in the right direction, it'll work like a shotgun, stunning anyone in its path. So this means that unlike the Fazer Blaster as well, the Faz Cam can stun multiple people at once. It will also stun stat bots like the one right there, and it'll stun the main 4 animatronics that you see in the game. So for all of these reasons, the Faz Cam is 10 times better than the Fazer Blaster, and that is why it is my very first game-changing tip that you can actually do in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Okay, let's move on to tip number 2. The second game-changing tip I'm going to give you today is to actually decommission Monty before decommissioning Chica. Now this goes hand in hand with the Fazer Blaster, as both these missions will coincide if you do them correctly, so it works out for the player in the end. So the reason you actually want to decommission Monty first is because in the West Arcade section, which is one of the most difficult sections, if not the most difficult section in Security Breach, if you don't decommission Monty before this, you actually won't be able to stun him with either the Faz Cam or the Fazer Blaster. So decommissioning Monty right here will knock his glasses off and allow us to actually stun him with using the Fazer Blaster or Faz Cam. He's also less of a threat now that he's crawling on the ground, and you don't have to worry about Giant Monty endlessly running at you. So yeah, definitely decommissioning Monty before decommissioning Chica is a major advantage to the player. So that is my second big tip on how to improve your Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach gameplay. Moving on to tip number 3, and this is to put your game in performance mode. So, if you haven't played Security Breach before, or you have played it, you might have noticed that it has some bugs and loading issues. So, as you can see right here, if you go to Video, and push Visual and Performance mode is the one we actually want to be in. Video, while it makes your game look a lot better, makes the game run a lot slower as well. So, if you want to reduce that lag and allow the game to run a lot more smooth, then I would definitely recommend going into performance mode. As you can see right here, we're actually in video mode, and you can see how nice the game actually looks, and I'll actually show you how these two compare, so you're able to make up your mind on which one you actually want to use in game. So as we come over here, I'll give you a good glare perspective. As you can see right now, we're in visual mode, and we'll switch over to performance mode, and you can see the difference right here. And as you can see, it's not that big of a difference. It's actually not as bad as you'd think. So I would definitely recommend going in performance mode to let your game run a little smoother and allowing you to enjoy the game a little bit more. The next game-changing tip I'm going to give you is to grab the shoes. Now the shoes are a secret item in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach that allow you to run 2 times faster. Now I actually made a video on this, and I'll be referencing several videos that you can find out throughout my channel, which I'll be linking in the description, so go please check that out. Or if you can't find them, just check out my channel, you'll find them in there, or by finding them in the Security Breach playlist. So, to get the shoes, you actually have to go into the Gamlock Saran right here, and you'll go back towards the makeup door right here until you get to a little section. Now I actually already have the shoes on, as you might have been able to tell, but if you go in this box right here, you will get yourself the shoes upgrade, which will allow you to run 2 times faster. As you can see right here, we're running way faster than we could before, and this will drastically help improve your game and your ability. Okay, so for this next little tip here, this is going to be an optional tip because this will completely eliminate a section of the game. But if you didn't know, the DJ Music Man boss fight, or the West Arcade section of the game, is probably the hardest section in the game. But there is a secret way to entirely skip that section if you don't want to beat it. So if you don't mind missing some gameplay aspect, let me show you how to do the West Arcade skip. So as you just saw right there, you'll hop on here and do this little parkour run, and you'll run up this, which will cut to the Roxy cutscene. Now you have to make sure you have the head first, but yes, doing this will entirely skip the West Arcade section and the DJ Music Man boss fight. So that's a short little tip, but it's really important, and I'll link the description in the video below if you want to see how to do that in full. Okay, so for this next tip, I'm sure many of you have been caught by stat bots like this and then easily killed by Chica or whatever other animatronics after you. But what if I told you there was an easy skip to get past this? Well, this has to do with Chica's and all the animatronics AI. So there's actually a very small tip that can save you from dying every time you're being chased by those terrible animatronics. So all you have to do is hop on top of objects. Now I know this sounds easier than it is, but let's call Chica over here and demonstrate how it works. So we actually have Chica right there coming after us, and now we're going to get chased by her. So we're kind of scared, right? And many times we get killed here because you can't do anything. You run out of stamina or whatever, and Chica will just grab you. But what if I told you if we just hop on this counter over here, Chica will lose sight of us as soon as we start crouching. So as you can see, she still knows where we're at by the bottom there. But as soon as we start crouching, you'll see our icon becomes blue, and she has no clue where we're at, even though we're right in front of her. So this is the thing that works with all the animatronics, and there's a really helpful tip when being chased, because for some reason, Chica just doesn't know where you're at and won't learn where you're at. So yeah, get on top of objects if you're in the middle of a chase. Okay, this next tip I'm going to give you is to actually get all the Fizzy Faz upgrades. Now, if you don't know, there's actually stamina upgrades that you can upgrade your little bar right there on the bottom. And I'll show you how long you can actually run with all these stamina upgrades. I'm using this right now, and you can see my bar. I'm still able to run all this distance, and I'll continue through all of these chairs, doing all these turns, still being able to sprint. So I have a full video out, and I'll link it in the description below, or just check out my channel to find it. But yes, the Fizzy Faz stamina upgrades are very useful and very helpful when trying to run away. So that's my next tip. Okay, so this tip is going to be pretty specific, but if you want to get every single gift in Security Breach to either get the achievement or because you want every item just for fun, then you're going to be in a bit of an issue. The biggest problem people have is that one of the gifts is permanently locked in the game that you aren't able to get. So here's what happens. Once you leave the daycare at the very beginning of the game, it actually locks you out of getting back into the daycare. And the problem is there's actually a flashlight upgrade gift inside of the daycare. So if we don't get this before the daycare session's over, we won't be able to get the gift ever. So this tip is to actually go and get the flashlight before you can't go back in the daycare. As you can see there from the slide and from the store, you are not able to get in after the daycare section is over. So I'll show you where the gift is actually at so you can know when to get it. But yes, when you're doing your playthrough, definitely make sure to go back and grab that gift while you're in the daycare so you don't miss it and never get a chance to get it again. So I'll show you over here. There's actually a video on my channel where I beat the daycare section, show you how to get it, and I'll show you how to get the gift. But as you can see right on top of this castle right here is where the gift would actually be. And yeah, so that's my next tip, is to get that flashlight upgrade. It would really help out. We are on the tip 9, so let's get straight into it. So many of you might have noticed that once you get to the doors at the very end of the game, you have the option to leave or stay. But what if I told you you have plenty more to do in the Pizzaplex, even though the first ending is over? There's actually 6 endings you can get in Security Breach, and they're all a different level of fun and difficulty, as you can see right there. So if you choose to stay, you're fine. There's several things you can do. There's the Afton boss fight, the Vanny boss fight, the true ending, which has all the Princess Quest games. You can get the other parts you needed for Freddy that you didn't get before, and explore the giant Pizzaplex that's actually out there. So this little tip is just to let you know that there's more to the game than just what the first ending shows. Okay, finally, we're at tip 10, and this is a pretty simple tip, but I think it's something that people really over-exaggerate, is to save your spot. Don't waste your time. You always save your spot. You're going to get killed, and you're going to regret not saving your spot. So yeah, don't worry about saving time. Save your spot. It only takes around 3 seconds, and you'll be glad you did it once you died. Trust me. So that's 10 tips on how to beat Security Breach, and I hope these tips help and allow you to beat the game. Anyways, I'm Heinzel. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.